I ever tell you about the time my buddy Keith wanted to see what it felt like to be in a snowstorm? Say, he had never seen real snow, only snow we get it from that big machine that cleans the ice at the local rink, so he just figured he'd make do with that big machine. When it went to dump its load, he'd just lay under it. Man, took us 2 hours to dig him out. Yep, lost 2 fingers and a thumb from frostbite. Now you might ask yourself how an honest attempt to recreate the majesty of colonial times turned into raccoon fights at $5 a pop at Keith's backyard. Man, the answer to that particular question is that Keith is sharing a place with his 2 brothers and them being assholes who wouldn't let him do it anywhere but the backyard. Why that did Keith didn't technically have any, history to put on display, but he did have a whole family of raccoons living in the chassis of old car. Hey, you begin to understand. My buddy Keith had his cars rock in the lake off a bridge just like this one here. You see, he was driving over it late at night, and there, in the middle of the bridge, what looked like, in Keith's estimation, was a dead bear. So Keith gets out his car to find like a stick to poke at it right. Well, it turns out, it's just some lady's fur coat that must have fallen out her car. So hey, furry coat right. Now, owls won't normally attack a man, but in this case, they were hungry, and that made them reckless man. Keith reckons they must have been there 4 hours watching what they thought was a bear carcass, cause as soon as he picked it up, the mouths had claws in him an inch deep. Well, Keith figures his best bet is to jump in the lake, cause owls can't swim. Well, the mouths could. He fought them for like 20 minutes, treated water, and during that time, a boat came, bridge went up and down went Keith's car. Man, sometimes nature is just trying to teach us, if we'd only listen. I ever tell you about the time my buddy Keith made sushi? Yeah, his mom took him to a sushi place for his birthday and he didn't want to go. But it turned out, he loved it, man. But it's like $10 a sashimi at one of them places, so Keith figures, hey, how hard could it be to roll out some raw food and seaweed right? As it turns out, it's hard. Now, they say experience is the best teacher, and experience taught Keith that if you ever ate 3 pounds of raw chicken, it kills you. Now luckily, Keith's brain went into self-defense and started shutting organs down to head the chicken off at the pass, and the doctors were able to get him out before his heart stopped. But to this day, Keith has no sensation in his right foot and doesn't recognize his brother Paul no more.
Hey there, Ellis.
Hey, y'all. Hey, I like this bridge you got. This reminds me, my buddy Keith and I were once on a bridge just like this, man. Well, kinda. I was on the bridge and Keith was sure he could jump the river without the bridge, so I raised the bridge and well, did you know cars could float? For a little while, at least. I ever tell you about the time my buddy Keith got married? Of course not. That's a trick question, cause he never did get married. You always hear about them runaway brides? Well, Keith, he was a runaway groom on his wedding day. Yep, all started when he... I ever tell you about the time my buddy Keith snuck into a wedding? He thought he was being all smart, getting dressed up and but it seemed the preacher wasn't there, and they all thought he was the preacher, and well, he married them the best he could. I think that counts for them being married, but I don't know, maybe not. I think they named one of their... This one time, my buddy Keith, on the dare, got a tattoo. I'm a moron. Right across his forehead, man. Of course he made $200 off that, so you asked yourself, who's the real moron, huh? This one time, my buddy Keith started up a historic tour on account his mom took him to Colonial Williamsburg, and it's like a license to print money at them places.